Hello, this is Starseed Jason Moss. This video clip is going to be a little bit different from my other clips. I'd like to talk to you about something that hits very close to home for me, and that is child abuse. It is a subject matter that I am a huge activist over. I support children in the world who are victims of child abuse and sexual assault. I'm an advocate for agencies throughout the world who will fight to end child abuse and sexual exploitation. Children are the seed of tomorrow. They are the children of tomorrow. They are the future. When any civilization turns on its own children, it is one of the first death marches of that race, of its existence. It is the beginning of the end, of their extinction. Whenever a species is going into extinction, it is often the case that it will begin to devour its young and harm its young. The alarming reports from the internet and throughout the world indicate that many helpless and defenseless children out there online today are victims in increasing numbers in a world that seems to concern itself with only politics and war and the money someone didn't make in a job last week. It's time to pause and think about the children in the world today who need your support. Join me in this effort, this collective effort, to put an end to the suffering of children on this planet. Children need to be loved and comforted. They need our support. They need our unconditional love, our pure love within the heart. Don't even put a condition on the love. Don't even call it unconditional. It is pure love. It is absolute love. No restrictions, no barriers. Nothing. Complete and total love and acceptance of that child. I urge you, please, to think about this just for a moment. Even if you don't have children, don't turn away from the television commercials when you see them suffering and starving. Children are frightened of the things they don't understand. They are frail and fragile. They reach out to the world with their tiny hands and they want to be held. They want to be loved. But often this cruel and cold world slaps their hands away, harms them, viciously attacks them. Many people ignore this. Some people in poor countries drive down the street and see children on the side of the road starving and crying or being beaten and assaulted. And people simply drive by this and ignore this. You've allowed yourselves to become numb to this. You've allowed yourselves to become anesthetized to the suffering that you are witnessing. There are many causes in the world to be a part of. Often people believe, well, I grew up, had troubles in my life, and I turned out okay. That's what a lot of people say. But we live in now, 2012. We live in another time in the 21st century. And for many of you adults who are watching this video clip, listen to me carefully. Your time frame is very different from the time of now. Your past, you remember, is not the same as it is today. We live in an age where people walk around with mobile phones and they have cameras on them. A technology, an indispensable technology in which all they have to do is take a few pictures. Just that easy. A few clicks of the picture. Digital images. And these mobile phones can upload images to the internet and exploit innocent people in an instant. The internet is then a world, a vast cyberspace dimension. Technology, internet, knowledge is shared over many billions of people throughout this cyberspace. And many people see these images. Many people see this. And it embarrasses and frightens the people who are victims of such exploitation. Digital exploitation is a vast crime covering a great portion of the internet these days. You ignore it because you say, well, what can I do? But let me just remind you just for a minute that this is the world of today. That's just one example of some of the exploitations going on and how easy it is. It's making victims of people every day. Blackmail of this nature, manipulation like that, is something that is ongoing. And it is a crime. But that's just one form of child abuse and assault. There are many. Much of it goes on in the home. The child is scorned daily from their parents, never given any love, never ever any praises. Goes to bed at night crying, asking himself or herself, where do I belong? Somewhere I belong, but who will love me? Who will take care of me? Longing desperately for that time when someone can hold them in their arms and love them. Feeling so fragile and helpless and cold against a world that seems so frightening and scary. Look within yourselves and find the angel in your hearts and reach out. Reach out. Reach out to these children in need. Reach out to them and love them. Help them and support them any way that you can. Be a part of the solution to this very painful war. In a world so full of division and ego, it has made many, many victims, and most of them are children. How can we be teaching oneness and unity and love if we don't begin with children? How can we expect the world to change if we don't begin with the children? How can we say that we believe in what we preach if we don't help the children to understand the love that we're talking about? You don't have to be an adult person to understand unity and love and ascension and the oneness of the heart, that we are all one inside equally. Children understand this from the day they're born. You get taught as you get older about division and separation. You see your mother and dad separate. You see things falling apart. Children's hearts are pure and are already connected to oneness and source as they still remember life before life. The cold, cruel world then robs them of this knowledge, this memory. I ask you and I urge you to reach out to these children of the world. Reach out to them everywhere. Listen to me. Reach out to the children of the world everywhere and help them. Save them. Be their hero. Be the source of love in their lives. Be that physical incarnate source that will save them from the nightmares they're suffering from. Be the voice in the night that whispers comfortably to them, reassuringly, that it's going to be okay. Give them somewhere to belong in your hearts. Give them somewhere to belong in your home. Thank you for listening to this video. Peace and love be with you, and oneness and